Hello, hi, it's me, she, and I'm joined here today with,
Miko.
yes. And, today we're talking about fanfiction, which we decided last stream. Um, the notes for this one are significantly less than last time, so I'm not quite sure how long we can talk about this for, but I'm sure that it'll derail into specifics later on in the second hour, as people say. So, I thought it would be cool, it would be funny, it would be dandy to start with uh your first memory of reading fanfiction. Like, what was your first fanfic that you read?
Me?
Yeah.
Do I remember? Probably something Hetalia related.
Do you remember
That's
like the story, or is it just the fandom?
it's been so long. And it wasn't even good.
Then what's the first like good fanfic you read that you were like, wow, I could get addicted to this?
Oh, that I like bookmarked for forever.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, let me pull up my bookmark. It's still in there. It's a Hetalia fanfic.
Oh, it's still Hetalia.
Yeah. But I bookmarked it for forever. Let me see.
Moment
Is
of
it in
truth.
my Finish and Loves tabs or in my fanfic tabs? Because it was on fanfiction.net. That's how old that was.
Oh, then then it's not in your AO3 bookmarks.
No. I didn't know AO3 existed until like 2018, 2020.
Yeah, I'd say that goes for most people.
Let's see.
I don't know
It's
when
probably in my
AO3
fanfics tab.
started either.
It's called A Not So Classic Romance. It's US UK fanfiction
Oh, okay.
where they're not related. I'm putting that out there.
Little did you
And
know.
they're both in their human forms, and it's set in like Victorian era or something. Yeah,
Oh,
very good.
okay. Wow. I see.
Yeah, it's Victorian London. Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Was it long? Was it multi-chapter? Or was it just a one shot?
They had up until chapter 15, and then the author just died. So they made an
Oh
author's
no, it's
note in
not
chapter
finished.
16 where they wrap things up for you, but it's not done in like a storytelling way. It's done in like it's not written in a story form. It's written in like, oh, I'll tell you what I planned for this, so everyone
Oh,
can get some closure. So they didn't. So they did abandon the fic, but they gave you some closure at the end.
I
So it's
see.
not terrible.
It's not.
most
Yeah.
like most people when they abandon a fic, it'll just be left to die. So no one gets any closure. You just have to guess what the author planned
Yeah,
initially.
exactly.
But they actually wrote down what like their actual plans of where they abandoned the fic. So it's very nice.
That's nice. There's like a sense of responsibility there. Yeah. Cool. I didn't get into Hetalia until like middle, like my last year of middle school, but I didn't read fan fiction on it because I didn't get the show. That's why.
There's nothing about the show to not get.
What do you mean nothing about the show to not get?
It's so easy to understand.
No, I meant I didn't because like at that point all I've watched were like shonen anime. So whenever I watched anything outside of that genre, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was a child, okay? And as a child, I only read Percy Jackson fanfics, but they were also always general, so there was no romance involved because I didn't like romance. And um and now things have changed.
Uh huh.
Specific Specifically, I remember reading it was Percy Jackson and it was a general fic, but I think it was just everyone getting drunk or something. Because as a child, it is always fascinating to know what you don't know. Okay, cool. All right. So, are you all right there?
Yeah. No.
My God. Um,
There's
hmm?
well, no, I'm not gonna talk about it. It's gonna be like a huge off-topic thing.
Okay, save it then. All right. So I guess we can go down. We can go from a higher level explanation to a lower level explanation. So, uh, fan fiction. What is it?
Want me to say it or you want to say it?
I mean, is there a person in this world who doesn't know at this point?
Kind of, yeah. I
It's
mean,
a
to be honest,
yeah.
even my mom knows what fan fiction is, but I doubt my dad understands.
Oh, I yeah. Well, is there a person in this world that would open this stream and not know what it is?
Good question. But just in case you don't know,
Yes, just in case Grandma
or
stumbled her
you
way
wanna,
to the computer. Sorry, continue.
or you wanna know, like, oh, if we were to define fan fiction, how would we say it? You know,
It's it's fiction written by the fans.
of the canon story, and canon is stuff that officially happens in the story,
Yeah,
or like story can be movie, book, television show, any other media.
yeah. Anything that has actually, you know what? Like, you don't even need a real story, because technically you could write fan fiction out of anything. See the Ever Given Suez Canal.
No,
List.
that's going to go down RPF. We'll talk about that later.
No, Ever Given in Suez Canal is RPF.
It is. It's tagged as RPF Maritime.
It is. Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay.
tagged as Maritime RPF.
Oh wow. All right. Okay, we'll get into that later. But yeah, anything with a pulse can be fan fiction. Actually, even without a pulse, you just have to be
I'm
creative
like,
with
well,
it.
the Suez Canal has a pulse.
Yeah. Yeah. But typically it is from media, so from movies, TV shows, books, whatever that has like a character or like a plot setting, a story, something like that. And then fan fiction is born when the fans have their own creative vision for something that they wish would happen, something that's something that they wished would happen, something that they want to
They
see.
thought happened.
Yeah, they thought happened. And they will it into existence by writing it themselves.
Okay, wait, let me run down some like fun fan fiction history real quick.
Oh wow. History.
So apparently, fan fiction is like it's well, it's not that much of a surprise to us, but like it's been around since probably before the 1930s, because some of the first fan fictions were written by fans of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And it seems like it gained a more organized large scale thing after the age of television. So something like when Star Trek became really big and a lot of their fans came out and started voicing out their own stories and sharing stuff about their favorite characters. So fan fiction became more organized during television shows, like when television shows became a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Long running series.
Yeah. There was a time when fans were distributing fan fiction through the post and mailing them to a designated editor, apparently, who then photocopied them and then sent them to other members of the mailing list.
Oh my god.
Although some of the creators of the original characters expressed their dislike of fan fiction, the genre remained mostly private and obscure. Yeah.
That's so funny that people would mail it.
Yeah, there was like a mailing list for fan fiction, and you would like mail people your fanfic.
I'm so used to the our digital era and reading fan fiction through a screen that the thought of it being printed out is very hilarious to me.
No, but also that means that there was a cost to read fan fiction, you know, back then,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like everything has to be printed out.
I mean, it costs now. You gotta pay for your Wi-Fi service, but yeah,
Yeah, but it's a lot cheaper.
it is cheaper.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. That's wow. I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just from the perspective since everything is easier now here right now in this present day. But like having to print something out and mail it to people and have to join like a mailing list and everything seems like such a hassle for fan fiction. And yet people did it anyway. This proves.
It was created in like sometime in 1995. Apparently, fanfiction mailing list. There's like an actual like name. It's like FML. FFML fanfiction mailing list was something someone created in the 1995. But I think like the act of mailing fanfiction was probably a little bit older than that.
Oh, wow. Fanfiction mailing list. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
It's crazy.
From those fanfiction mailing lists, it eventually expanded as the internet became a thing into a number of different websites that most people are familiar with nowadays, including, well, AO3, obviously, and also fanfiction.net and Wattpad,
Use
which
its full name.
archive of our own. And fanfiction.net and Wattpad, yes. There
And
are,
DeviantArt.
and DeviantArt sometimes. And that one place for like My Little Pony fanfiction, I don't remember what it was called. But yeah,
Basically, and sometimes WordPress. So anywhere there's a forum, there's fanfiction.
yes. And sometimes people write it in Twitter threads. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. It's hard to
Yeah,
read.
it's very hard to read. But yeah. Um uh I don't know if I'm generalizing here, but I'd say AO3 is the most popular one for now nowadays. Fanfiction.net and Wattpad are also still popular, but they have this reputation of like younger fans writing fanfiction there. And
Fanfiction.net is not popular anymore. You can like check the popularity by how bad the UI looks, and
yeah,
fanfiction.net has not updated their UI since like the 2012.
fanfiction.net has never updated their UI. Yeah. But there is a reputation of it being lesser quality. There's also less people on there, as you said. Fanfiction.net's UI, because I remember going back trying to find like this million word fic that I read before, and um like maybe I just got used to AO3, but like searching for stuff and filtering stuff is very not intuitive. And or it's not intuitive. It's just like more of a hassle, and you can only put like limited amount of tags on your fic. So and then a lot of the tags are stuff like drama, comedy, and it's like, well, everything is drama and comedy and whatever. So
Yeah, and it's not very like you can't do nonsense. You can't really do nonsense tag on fanfiction.net.
yeah, you can't, yeah. Does Wattpad has tags, but I've never used it that much. Does it have a
Uh,
good tagging system?
no idea.
I
See, around the time I was using first introducing to fanfiction, I didn't use Wattpad because Wattpad, while the UI looks better than fanfiction.net, it had a really big reputation of being full of One Direction fanfics, and I didn't want to read One Direction fanfics. It was
yeah.
either it was either Narusasu or One Direction on Wattpad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think the interesting thing is both fanfiction.net and Wattpad have like the option to add a cover, like a book cover image, whereas AO3 doesn't. Or you can add images to your fic in AO3, but like you wouldn't see it when you're just browsing through fics.
Because it's not important.
It is not important.
And also, most of those covers are stolen artwork or
Yeah.
stolen pictures.
Yeah. But they are funny. The covers are funny. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's mostly archive of our own. Um, and then we kind of touched on this already in a lot of times. Um, but AO3's tagging system, I feel like is a unique aspect to fanfiction and something that you'd only see with fanfiction and not really mainstream media.
Example.
Example, like major character. I would like to know before I get into a show if anyone's gonna die.
Things like hurt, no comfort.
Hurt, no comfort. Yeah.
I actually really like fanfiction tagging systems. Uh, your tags don't even have to be conventional. I just wish you tag your fics so we have an idea of what's inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, like make your tag make sense, but it doesn't have to be conventional. Like was like idiots pining. I've
It's
seen that tag
tiny.
before.
I'm sure isn't there like a Twitter account that just posts out of context AO3 tags?
Yeah, but sometimes those tags are like not safe for work. A lot
Oh,
of the times
okay.
the tags are not safe for work.
Well, yeah, but
And I think that Twitter is dead.
yeah, I think they were grabbing from AO3 with like a bot or something. And since Twitter's API hates us now, something like that. Anyway, interesting thing about fanfiction is that it's a lot of romance, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of people go to like write fan fiction and go to fan fiction because we have a lot of feelings about characters that the show doesn't show us.
Yeah,
So we're like, well, I feel like they should be together. They should be together.
yeah. There's a lot of that form that makes fanfiction, right? Which is why there's so much romance. Uh,
There's a
I
lot of
just
slash
think it's
fiction, yes.
interesting that it's I don't know that it's so popular because like it's not like people who don't write romance don't exist because there are folks who write just like, oh, this is just like a character study on this one character that I really like, you know, and it doesn't really have any romantic stuff in it. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that it's really romantic.
Oh wait, there's some funny tags like pacing is a bitch, but damn, I'm trying.
Here we go.
In my defense, the moon was full and I was left unsupervised.
The moon was full.
Yeah, it was a full moon. I was left unsupervised.
What are they, a werewolf?
No editing, we die like men.
Oh,
Don't judge
classic.
me. Author regrets nothing. Paired with author regrets everything.
Yeah.
Inappropriate use of the force. But yeah, tags are good. Tags can also be fun. It tells you about the author's like uh character before you get into the fic.
Yeah. It gets that what was the emotional connection and persuasive stuff? Pathos or ethos?
I don't know.
You think, hey, this author seems like a fun person. I trust
It's
them with
called
my heart.
infatuation. Like you build a connection with the author before you start reading the fic. I think it's pretty neat.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like seriously, we need more of that in mainstream media. Tagging, just like tag your stuff. Like who gives a shit if it's comedy? I want to know if there's angst in this shit and if you resolve that angst. Is there a miscommunication trope? Tell me.
Yeah. I guess with mainstream media, um, you can't really build a bond with like a production crew.
Definitely
or
can.
a writer's
Seen
room?
it happen.
Okay, well, I don't know.
But it's
I'm
harder
clearly
to
not in
build a
the right
bond with a
space.
production team,
It's what?
but it's harder to make a bond with a production team, but it's possible.
Oh, okay.
Or like usually people will be like, I hate the author, I hate the writer, I hate the source material, I hate everything about this, keeps reading.
Oh yeah. All right. So kind of talked about why how there's a lot of romance in fan fiction, but you know what else is very very prevalent in fan fiction?
What?
Gay
AUs?
people.
Oh. I mean, that's an AU in and of itself.
It's an AU. Yeah, the alternate universe where everyone is gay.
Gay people exist.
Where
No,
gay
well, gay
people
people exist.
exist. Yeah. Which I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. If the
It's
show isn't gonna do it, then
I'll do it myself.
yeah, then the gay people watching the show will do it.
It's because like we've always had a problem with like representation media, right? Like LGBT or representation media has always been a problem. So uh and there's also things like when you read shonen or things that are like super male fantasy
Mhm.
or child fantasy. I don't know. But if it focuses on male characters, usually the male characters will be written really fleshed out. But the female characters in those source material are usually not as well written or they don't get screen time as much. So it's
Yeah.
harder for you to form a connection between viewer and female character. But the male character who's almost always on screen, who have this really extensive backstory that's gotten a lot of like it's been super fleshed out and a lot of screen like I said, a lot of screen time. They've like dug deep into their backstories and who they are as a person and what they'll do in
Yeah.
the future. And they do that for the other male character as well. So now you have two male characters with really fleshed out stories and really fleshed out characters, and then a female character that's kind of there.
Yeah, but then the show
Of course, people
will
will ship those two that they know best
yeah.
together,
Yeah, exactly. Like
and then the show will be like, "Oh no, we're actually the true pairing in this show is the male lead and the female lead," and everyone's going to be like,
but who the
"Well,
fuck is she?
yeah, who the fuck is she? She's a homewrecker."
She's
Just tearing this family apart, right?
When you were giving your example, my first thought was Narisazu. I don't know if that's what you were pointing at or if you were being general, but if we
I
take
was being general, but like the idea at the back of my head was Narusasu.
if we take Narisazu as an example, the whole plot of Naruto, or at least before Shippuden and the whole war happened, is Naruto trying to get Sasuke to come back to the village. Like that was the whole deal, right? Or something like that. And and a lot of the story revolves around Naruto and Sasuke's relationship, right? So of course those two would be very, very fleshed out, right? Then there'd be a lot of plot happening to both of them at the same time. And compared to that, the female characters that they end up with, Sakura and Hinata, right? While they still do get backstories, they still do have like some character development of sorts, right? It's just nothing in comparison to the two main guys, right? And yeah.
And this is not like a oh yeah, you can't be friends. You can't have a deep, meaningful friendship. It's more of a you're more likely to get with someone you have a deep, meaningful friendship with than a girl who stayed home and you barely met.
Right. It's like yeah, like they could just be like, lifelong homies. But like but then they get married to someone that isn't even close to their lifelong homie. Like close as their lifelong homie. You know, because
Yeah.
like I don't know, like I watching the show, I don't mind Naruto Hinata, and I think it's fine that they ended up together, right? But
I don't think Sasuke deserves Sakura.
well, yes, that. But if we talk about Naruto and Hinata, it's like there there wasn't much there like or like between the like relationship between the two of them wasn't really focused on that much. Granted, it is not a romance. Naruto isn't a romance, so it's
No, like
understandable.
you
But it's
can
like,
do a. It can
yeah,
be a non-romance story with a romance subplot going on in the background, or like snippets of romance every now
yeah,
and again, where he's like,
it's
"Oh yeah, I wonder what Hinata is doing right now," or like in
right.
the middle of mission or whatever, or going somewhere, he goes, "Oh, Hinata would have loved this, so and so," like some kind of like, "Oh yeah, I thought of her every now and again," or like, "I keep thinking of her. I care about what she's doing or how she's faring." Not none of that.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
always, "What is Sasuke doing right now?"
it's yeah, it's like if it's like you have to like properly foreshadow it. You know, you can't just say Hinata has a crush on him and Naruto doesn't hate her, and then suddenly they're married. Like,
Suddenly they're married with 2 kids.
and I was like, yo, whoa, how'd that happen? Yeah, and Sasuke and Sakura is a whole thing. Uh,
Like, girl, it's not
oh
worth it,
girl,
girl.
it's not worth it. Yeah, they got married, and then Sasuke's now like an absent father, and it's like, well, what did you think would happen? You know, that's
He's never even been there for most of your childhood, Sakura.
yeah.
You think he'll be there for your daughter's childhood? Nah.
Like the entire time, like that, like I didn't want to read Boruto because I was like, I don't want to read about Sasuke being a shit dad because I don't think he should have been a dad. Yeah. Okay. Well.
I want to read about Sakura not marrying and becoming the career woman that she should have been.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Because she was like, she could have just like completely followed in Tsunade's footsteps.
Right. Embrace the single but loving it lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, marry Ino. That's fine too. Did Ino get married in the end? I forgot.
Got married.
To who?
Sai.
Oh, really? Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Wild. I forgot about that. Or I don't remember. Or I don't even know.
They have a kid together.
Of course they do.
The kid is as pale as Sai himself.
I mean, Ino is also pale, so
Yeah, but like paler.
paler. Just white.
How did Sai even come to be like?
It's
What
because
is the
it's
chemistry?
not gonna lie. I'm just like it's because Sai looks like Sasuke. I was like, does she just have a type, or I think they did mention something about Sai being cool or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I just feel like the coupling of Naruto at the very end was very stupid.
All of it is very bad and stupid and should not have been a thing.
It felt very like forced.
Ending of Naruto doesn't exist to me. The Hokage is Sakura at the end. Sakura for president.
Sakura for, not gonna, I don't know if I want Sakura for president, but she
She'd
could
do better than Naruto.
yeah.
I'd take someone that actually studied for her test and aced her exam than some kid who relied on cheating.
I mean, like he matured.
He's still dumb as shit.
He is still dumb as shit, but that's why he has like
Also,
Shikamaru
he's
as
the
his
only
like
Hokage.
whatever.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're off topic. Enough about Naruto.
So much hate and rage in me for Naruto.
You know how Narisazu had that kiss, right?
Yeah.
Did you know they did another one, but it was only in the anime?
Wait, what?
They had another one where like their hands got stuck together. It was either a filler or an OVA, I forgot. Their hands got stuck together and then they fell off a waterfall and then they kissed again.
When they were, is this Shippuden or children?
This is children.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they kissed out as adults. Very disappointing. But yeah.
Would be
Apparently
wild
animators
because
only
it's
want us to
adults.
watch okay, shut up. Yeah. But
Oh, right.
mhm.
Coming back to fanfiction, some people are like talking about tags. Some people are like, when you over tag, right? Or if you tag at all, if you don't use general, like super general tags, you're spoiling the story.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, I think it's more like when you know what, when you kind of know what to expect going in, you're more excited for it. It's like building hype for a game
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, enemies to lovers? I wonder how that happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit more specific cuz regular media also technically has quote tags, right? They'll say like, "Oh, this is a romance movie. Oh, this is an action movie," right? So when you're going into it, you're expecting romance or you're expecting action. But when what we're saying with the fan fiction tagging is that let's if the genre is romance, right? Something like enemies to lovers would specify it a bit more. You're like, "Oh, this is romance, but this is this kind of romance." Because it can be very, very broad.
Yeah, and you can find what you want to look at easier, or what you don't want to look at is easier to be uh, pushed aside.
Yeah.
Filter it out. Yeah.
Do you have Love and Deep Space open?
No.
What is that sound I keep hearing?
Do I have one?
I keep
Oh.
hearing.
Oh, it's my alarm.
Oh, okay.
It's been ringing for a bit. I didn't hear it because I have music on.
Oh, I see. Like when you talk, I would hear like a chime or something. And I was like, wow, are you really on Love and
I
Deep
have an
Space right
I
now?
have an alarm for 9:30 because I have like class at 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
Not today, not today, Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, Thursdays, I have like class at 10, 11.
That
So I
your
have a time. I
that
set an
your
alarm at
alarm
9:30 so I can get out of bed after eating breakfast.
set it for only Tuesday, Wednesdays then.
Yeah, I could have done that, but it's like, so I have this habit of like eating breakfast and then going back to sleep. So I just leave the alarm on for every day so I can get out of bed at 9:30 again.
Okay.
Wake up part two, Electric Boogaloo.
I see. All right. Um, so we were talking about Narisazu. We were talking about tagging again. Uh,
What else is there?
uh,
Oh, let's talk about like, since we talked about tagging, right, and we talked
mhm.
about slash fix. Want to talk about like common AUs you see or AUs you like? Because
Oh, sure.
AUs alternate universe is a very, or tropes, or like very common trope thing that happens because we're like, I reject all of canon.
Or like, I don't know. In case of some stories, the canon material is just so complicated, right? And it's complicated to try to find like I guess like a place within the canon story to insert your fanfic into. Like this happens like after this scene, or this happens like during this moment, or whatever, right? So it's just like people just say fuck it, they're alternate universe, they live somewhere else, they do something else.
Yeah, sometimes alternate universe could be super like chill, like super similar to actual canon universe, where it's just like canon divergence, where they go in a different direction than canon,
Yeah.
or an alternate universe, like it's a parallel timeline or whatever.
Alternate
But
universe, canon divergence,
but
character A doesn't die.
yeah, something like that. But usually, when you say alternate universe, what people think of is like a completely different world.
Yeah,
Like if
a different
or
universe.
yeah, a different universe. Like if the story is actually set in the 1920s, an alternate universe could be modern day,
Yeah,
modern day setting.
modern day setting is definitely a very popular one for anything that's not in modern day setting.
Yeah, or high school setting, college AU.
Oh yeah, yeah. Something because it's like something that's like, oh, as a reader, as the writer, you're inherently familiar with. So there isn't any
Yeah,
like world building you gotta do. You're just like, oh, they just live in our world as like people. It's also nice because I think people have to, well, like usually people get pretty creative with what like the character would be like in a modern setting. Because if you're taking characters from a like a fantasy story or whatnot, right, where like they don't really have proper jobs or whatever, it's interesting seeing like, oh, this is what the author gave this character as a job. Like this is what they do. Or like this is their living situation. This is how they change their backstory so that they still are the same kind of person, but how their backstory happened is obviously a bit different since the world is different.
yeah, and it's like super creative too because it's like you get to explore more. Like, how do
Yeah.
I keep the character intact? Like, keep it on character, but have it be like, oh, right, they're going to react a little bit differently maybe in this universe because so and so happened, you know? Or there's things like when your characters aren't even human, or the source material characters aren't even human. So if we translate that into our modern day world,
Oh, like
what's the equivalent?
a
Or
human
would they just be
AU.
non-human and then the author of the fanfic creates a whole world building to slot them into our modern day world, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot that goes into fanfiction.
Yes. A lot of thinking, a lot of thonking. And it's fun. It's fun to read
Any
about.
any favorite AUs?
Should we talk about the flower shop tattoo one?
Oh, that's so popular. I don't know if people still like it, but it's so fucking popular
I don't
back on
see
like
it
Tumblr.
that much anymore, but yeah, good shit. There's a
Or
visual
like a
novel game that
biker. There's like one of them is always a biker.
but
Like, and then the other one is like a teacher or a florist or something.
oh
So
yeah.
like the other one is more of like a soft, more caring,
Soft
more emotional thing, and the other guy is just
hard.
biker. The entire personality of that other character is just biker.
Yeah. So it's a great dynamic, soft and hard.
So don't say it like that.
uh yeah. I see it, yeah, the flower shop tattoo. Uh and I see like kindergarten teacher a lot too.
Oh yeah,
If it's not flower
kindergarten teacher
shop, then
and
it's
like
kindergarten
single
teacher.
parent.
Single parent, yeah. Mm,
Because yeah, it's we don't talk about how it's not appropriate probably to go for your child's teacher, but hey, whatever.
it's fan fiction. And that's what makes it okay. Uh what was oh right, so favorite AU.
Soulmates?
Oh, soulmates. Actually, wait, before I talk about soulmates, this is not a favorite because I dropped this fic, but I read a One Piece fic recently and it was based on um that reality TV show. I forgot what it was called. I think it's an
Singles Inferno.
Asian one. No. It's like it's like when they get like an even number of guys and gals to live in the same house together and then like they gotta like and then there's like a group of people commentating on the people living in the house together and like every day they have to like send like a love letter or they have to send like a message to the person that they liked the most that day. And then yeah, I remember watching it with my mom.
What the fuck is that?
You don't know this one? It's
No.
I think the US has like a similar version except it doesn't have people commentating on it. But it's basically just like a bunch of single people living in a house together that's being like filmed 24/7 for reality TV. And then it's like, oh boy, I wonder what who's gonna hook up with who's gonna get with who, that sort of thing.
No.
Well, now you know. If only I knew the title. But yeah, I read that fanfic. I didn't really like the characterization of some of the characters, so I dropped it. But the concept was cool. If I was more of a multi shipper in One Piece, I would have liked it more. But yeah. Anyway, soulmate AUs.
Self-explanatory. You're soulmates. Happens in many ways, but
That's it.
you're soulmates.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory.
Uh
It's a very common like romance trope for slash fics.
oh,
Slash fics
okay.
are fics where you pair a character together to ship them. So you name slash name. So it's called a slash fic.
Oh, I thought slash fics were characters being paired together that have like no canon interaction.
Well, could be.
Yeah, it could be, but I didn't know it was all encompassing, so it was like any fic. Isn't that just
No, no, no.
any
Your
fic?
most fics are slash fics, yeah.
Yeah.
Here, slash fiction is a genre of fan fiction that focuses on romantic or sexual relationships between characters of the same sex. While the term slash originally referred only to stories which male characters are involved in explicit sexual relationship as a primary plot element, it is now used to refer to any fanfiction containing a romantic pairing between same-sex characters.
Oh, so it has
Many
to be
fans
same
distinguish
sex.
slash with female characters as a separate genre, commonly referred to as fem slash.
What was Femme Slash?
Fem slash is like women loving women
Oh, okay.
sapphic.
So I see. So wait, so slash fics are exclusively MLM, and then Femme Slash is WLW.
Yeah, pretty much. But I kind of use the term slash fic generally because there's no real term for like straight fics.
Yeah.
But also they don't matter. It's okay.
I don't think I've ever read a straight fanfic.
I've read fanfics where they gender bend one of the characters and made him straight. I hate that so much.
Why would you read it?
By mistake. I read like the first two paragraphs and I closed it.
Oh, I see. I
I
thought
was
you were
like,
gonna
wait,
say, oh,
why does Aiden have tits?
time to leave. I don't go here. Okay. Anyway, soulmates, right? How did we get to slash fics?
Because I said it was like a very common genre in slash fic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
A common trope in slash fic.
Do soulmate okay, so soulmate AUs they don't have to have like tattoos, but for some reason it's very, very common for
Yeah.
tattoos. Soulmate tattoos.
It's easier for like people to build stories around something that the characters can see. So usually they'll have some kind of tattoo on them that designates their soulmate. Usually it's like a matching tattoo with their soulmate, or like their soulmate's name, or the first thing the soulmate says, or like a countdown timer to the time they first meet their soulmate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh
so they're very good though.
they are very good.
I don't see people doing soulmate AUs as often anymore. I think it used to be more popular back in the day.
Yeah, I would say so. I yeah. I don't think I've read that many soulmate AUs.
I've
It's
gone
only
through so
the
much.
I'm sure. It's only the Lalu fic I read recently. But other than that, I haven't read anything else soulmate related recently. But it's all been New Carnival, and that's just porn. So no one's out
Hey,
here writing a soulmate AU. Cause like it's a lot
also
of
it would be
work.
weird in New Carnival if you.
Yeah, it'd be
It would
weird
be
if they had a
weird
soulmate
because it'd be like Aiden is going around doing it with everyone, and then
and then
he has
suddenly
one soulmate. Honestly, I'd read it if they make the soulmate someone not from the clan,
or like it's
or
one of
like
those soulmate AUs where it's like, what? My soulmate is everybody.
yeah, that's kind of funny. Or like everyone has like one mark on them to designate their soulmate, and Aiden has like 7 or 8.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's always been so fucking surprised why his soulmate mark is so big because he thought the entire thing was one mark, but it's actually a collection of marks. Because everyone has like this cute little tiny marks that it's like matches with their soulmate, and it's like, why do I have like a fist sized mark on my arm?
A fist sized. Yeah, like he's had it since birth, so like even before he was isekai. And then after isekai,
Yeah.
right, he's like, oh, I get
Or
it now.
no, actually, what
Yeah.
if it's like uh what if it's like okay, before he had no marks, so he was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna have any soulmates in this life.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna be able to date people. But it's okay because I'll just date them casually. It's whatever, right? He just grows up like he has resigned to his fate, not having soulmate ever, and then he gets transformed into Klein. Suddenly, as a mark, oh, I'd read that.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it would fit with Aiden too.
Yeah, because Aiden's always like, I don't want to be abandoned or whatever.
Yeah. Wow. What a
I'd read
sad
that.
boy he is. Wow, we just had a writer moment. Too bad none of us
New
write.
Carnival fans. New Carnival fans,
If
get on it.
anyone is out there and reads New Carnival and likes Aiden being shipped with everyone, I on my knees.
I'll even take it. I'll take it even if Aiden ends up not with everyone.
Yeah.
So long as it's either Dante, Quincy, or Kuya. I'll give a pass for Yakumo.
Okay. Um, anything else about soulmates?
No, not really. I just went on a brain rot tangent about New Carnival, so
I mean, I kind of made started that, so sorry. uh, but yes, soulmates, they can happen in any way. You can do tattoos, you can also have red string of fate, you can have the thing where you see color for the first time when you see your soulmate. There's
oh, there's also like when you touch your soulmate, there's like color.
oh yeah.
Like wherever you touch them, they'll be painted in your color.
There's also the one where like when your soulmate gets hurt, you get hurt too.
Yeah, or like when you write on your like hand or arm or skin or whatever,
Oh
it'll
yeah.
transfer to your soulmate, so you can like talk to each other through writing.
Yeah, even before you met each other. Whoa.
There's also like whatever song you're listening to, they like you're thinking about, they'll hear it in their head.
Oh no.
That one is like that one is funny.
Yeah. Um though with soulmates and like flower shop tattoo and whatever, like these sorts of things I've seen and been translated to stuff outside of fan fiction. Like there's a visual novel game that's Flower Shop Tattoo AU.
Here's the thing: it starts in fan fiction, and then it becomes an actual thing.
Yeah, it becomes an actual thing, but it started in fan fiction. The only thing I can think of that I haven't seen not a mainstream, like a non fan fiction of is Hanahaki.
No one likes Hanahaki.
I
If you say
liked
you like Hanahaki,
Hanahaki.
you're wrong.
No,
You don't like Hanahaki, you like angst.
that's right.
Anything with angst, you'll eat it up. It doesn't have to be Hanahaki.
But the flowers.
Ah, yes. The disease where if I pine after someone, I die.
No. Specifically, if you pine after someone and their love is unrequited, then you die.
I die.
Yeah. Or like there's okay, I didn't read this one, okay, but my friend, uh, when we were in high school, we did like we had a bunch of talks about fanfiction. She read a lot of BTS. I think it was BTS. It was some K-pop group. It was probably BTS, but she read a lot of BTS fan fictions, and one of them. Oh no, she was writing this one. Wait, was she writing this one? I don't remember. Anyway, it was a fanfic where I don't even remember who it was, but person A has Hanahaki for person B, right? And then like in the end they get the surgery to remove it, right? Along with their feelings and everything, because that's a trope. So person A removes the Hanahaki disease, but then after they remove it, person B gets Hanahaki for person A.
That's so stupid.
No, it was so sad.
Like my feelings for you started only after you stopped having feelings for me kind of situation.
No, it's it's like oh I've been in love with you this entire time, but I just didn't know it.
Then the guy before shouldn't have had Hanahaki in the first place because it's not unrequited.
No, like the stupid thing with Hanahaki, at least in the ones that I read, where it's like the premise is that you get Hanahaki if it's unrequited, but it's always requited. The reason for the Hanahaki is just because the person who has Hanahaki is so in denial and so sure that their love is unrequited that they got Hanahaki.
That's fucking stupid.
Okay, I like there was a Kiribaku fic I read and it was really good. I think
Fucking
it's been a
stupid.
while. Leave me alone. But yeah, cool. Hanahaki, right? That's a very fan fiction thing.
Yeah, you'll never see that in actual thing. Maybe it's a good. Maybe that's good. I don't know. Keep it in fan fiction. I don't want to see it. I swear to God, if I pick up a book to read, like for some reason I want to read a novel, I pick up a random one. There's no tags, nothing. You know, just how normal published book goes. No tags. The only tags are romance, drama, and I pick it up to read. And I keep reading, and then the guy starts coughing out flower petals. I'm gonna throw the book into a fire.
but wouldn't the angst be so fun?
No. I can barely handle miscommunication trope. You think I can handle like, oh,
Oh,
I pined after you and I killed Hanahaki and then I removed it and now you're pining after me?
I cry.
If the other guy just gets his Hanahaki removed, so they can just be normal homies. Easy.
Is it? It
But
won't be the same.
Or they do a situation like one of them got it removed, but the other one gets Hanahaki, but then the other one doesn't get theirs removed because they're like, I'd rather die loving you than not having loved you at all.
That's the main idea. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, I wish you. My sense of self preservation is too high to do that. To get into that.
I mean, this isn't about you. You're just the person with the
I
popcorn
can't get
bucket
into
crying
it.
your eyes out.
but it but there's like one thing that I can like I I kind of like reading, but I also really hate. It's
Uh,
like
Sorry, give me a second. I
amnesia
need to
tropes.
I need to take a photo of something. But you can keep talking. I will be listening.
Oh, okay. There's like amnesia tropes where one person just completely forgets the other. It can happen like through an accident or past life or new life reincarnation, past life relationship, and only one of them remembers and the other has completely forgotten. That hurts me. Like that hurts in my soul. It's just being forgotten just hurts so bad. But like sometimes the story's written so well, I like tuck my hair behind my ear and cry while I eat popcorn. Like the salt in the popcorn is from my tears. Yeah. So like amnesia tropes. But amnesia tropes, if it's an amnesia that happens just because like someone got into an accident, that's so like 2010s K drama. It's so bad. It's so annoying. I did write a fanfiction where someone got amnesia because of an accident once, though. It was so bad. It was so bad. Do not. I don't remember my login to my fanfiction.net account anymore. I wish I did, so I can delete the entire thing. But it was so bad. Because it's really annoying to like read the build up to a couple finally getting together and then something fucking happens that causes it to break apart, and it breaks apart for the dumbest shit as just, oh yeah, I suddenly don't remember you anymore. Like girl. That's so annoying, but it like amnesia tropes are usually more common in 2010s. uh if you're talking about things that are common tropes nowadays, it's like I see reincarnation. It's fairly common. It's not super common. There is still a niche, but like it's quite there because a lot of Eastern media have this like uh I have met you before and I'll meet you again thing going on in mainstream media. So sometimes that translates into things people write for in fan fiction. So you'll see like reincarnation quite a bit for like Eastern stuff. Or we used to be childhood friends. Oh my god, childhood friend trope. Or like it's either used to be childhood friends or have been childhood were childhood friends and are still currently friends. Bro. That trope, I swear. Childhood friend trope is also like super fucking common. I don't really see it in regular romance novels. I see it in manga and manga definitely more often, but in Western media, I don't really see childhood friend tropes like childhood sweethearts, whatever.
I love childhood friends.
Yeah, but you
Or
don't really see it in like mainstream Western media. You see it sometimes in fiction, but not mainstream Western media. But in the East, it does happen in like mainstream Eastern media.
uh yeah, there's definitely more of an emphasis on there. When we're talking fan fiction, like they usually I think like childhood friends typically only happens if the characters are actually childhood friends.
Sometimes people will write it, like rewrite it, so that they become childhood friends, and then they were estranged, and then they meet up again.
Yeah, like how I write things.
Yeah, your OCs.
uh, was it? Oh right, you were talking about Amnesia.
Yeah, Amnesia's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I've stopped reading Hanahaki fanfics. Mostly because no good ones have been coming out. um, so so I'm not one to judge, but why would you do that to yourself?
I don't go around looking for it. It's just like if it happens, I welcome it. Unless it happens where like, oh whoops, I got into an accident and I can't remember you no more. If it's like usually if it's amnesia for like a more plausible reason, like brainwashed to forget or like
Brainwashed is
had to
more
have
plausible
to
than
give
an accident.
have to give up your memories to in exchange for something else.
Oh,
Like
okay.
exchanging your memories for something of equal value. Like they'll die if you remember them. So you give up your memories to make sure that they live. But now you but now the connection that you had with them is gone.
Oh shit.
And only the other person remembers stuff like that. Or like you get you need to erase yourself from existence. So they always feel like something's off. They always feel like something's like wrong because your existence is no longer there. But they don't even remember you. They just feel kind of empty. Or even
Ouch.
worse, if they write it in a way where the character doesn't even feel empty, like they don't notice a single thing that is wrong because your existence is completely wiped out. Just
Oh,
like memory loss tropes are just it hurts, but when you write it well, it's just so good.
yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm thinking about, um, this isn't fan fiction. This is One Piece. You want to hear about One Piece? It
Oh
hurt
my
good.
god,
Of course, it's
it hurt good.
say. You want to hear about One Piece?
Go on.
So in One Piece, there's this character. Her name is Sugar, and she's a little girl, but she's older than a little girl. She's that. But anyway, she has an ability where she can turn anyone she touches into a toy, and uh, once someone has been turned into a toy, the whole world forgets about their existence.
Oh sheesh.
Yeah. and and it's like it's everyone's like, oh my gosh, Sugar's ability scares me, shit, bald, bro. which is which is fair because it also scares me. But yeah, and then like the arc where she is, right, where she's most important to the story, right? The setting is basically the current island's country kingdom is being ruled by like a false king, right? And what he's been doing is he's been having Sugar turn all the people who are against him into toys so that everyone just forgets him and he can just remain in power. Cool, right? And then but everyone doesn't realize that the toys are people, right? So they have like this one scene where they finally like knock Sugar out, which like dispels her toy thing effect. So everyone starts turning back. And then there's like multiple scenes of just like people crying like, "Oh my God, honey, how could I forgotten you?" And it gets me every time.
Nice.
Cool, right? You should. I don't know. I'll shut up. You won't.
No, no.
It's okay.
I
You'll
had
just
someone tried. I had someone try for like almost 10 years to get me into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I watched 4 episodes in the span of 10 years.
Okay, that's good because I haven't watched it either. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, because I didn't realize
Oh yeah,
Brotherhood was the
same.
one you were supposed to watch. Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm not going through that shit again.
I watched Full Metal Alchemist the first one, and I watched the movies that like wrapped up that one.
Yeah,
And in
same.
the movie, I was like, no!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Amnesia's a
that's why we
bitch.
need fan fiction to heal ourselves.
That's right. In fan fiction, none of the bad stuff happened. Everything's cool.
Or sometimes the bad stuff is worse,
Yes.
but we don't talk about that.
Either none of the
Okay.
bad stuff
Anyway,
happened or more bad stuff happens.
let's talk about RPF,
Oh,
real
okay.
person fiction. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This term that I did
We
not
we
realize was actually a term until today. But
we should get to it because we talk about how fan fiction usually the source material is also fictional, right?
mhm.
Where it's like either a story from game, TV, novels, just some sort of media. But sometimes people will write fan fiction about real people. So like the entire BTS fandom.
Oh, yes, the entire yes.
It's like preceding them or the One Direction fans, uh,
hmm
the EXO fans.
EXO fans. Yeah, and
I
today
remember
it's
my
the VTuber okay, continue.
yeah. Well, VTubers are a gray
Yeah,
area
we'll get into that after
because
after.
they're real, but they're also not really
Yeah.
real. But yeah, I remember when I was first introduced to RPF when my EXO, my friend who was into EXO, gave me a fan fiction about these boys named like Changbin and Baekhyun, and I don't even know who they are. I know Baekhyun now, but I think Changbin doesn't even exist in EXO anymore. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I've never been into K-pop, so.
Yeah. Anyways, so he gave me, or well, they gave me, uh, this EXO fanfiction, and I read it, and the story was great. I just have no idea who these people are, and I didn't know that they were real people until they were like, "Oh yeah, you want to listen to the song that they sing with me?" And I was like, "Huh? You want to
What?
watch their live performance with me?" I'm like, "Huh?"
Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, yep. That's real people for you existing in our world at the same
Yep.
time.
There's like a lot of debate about whether you should even write real person fiction.
hmm
So because RPF, a lot of people say that it's like you're writing about something that's real, right? So you're putting on. You should not be headcanoning real people's sexuality, real people's characteristics, stuff like that, and
Yeah.
writing a fictional story about their life because that is overstepping.
Right. Like if this was say like let's throw like the celebrity out of the way. If this was like your friend, right? It'd be a total overstepping of I guess boundaries if you set them. If you do a bunch of headcanons and you write a fictional story about them falling in love with their other friend or something like that.
Yeah. There's also it's like it's bad to assume someone is something, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
If they haven't said that they are.
It's
Like
like
for example, oh
yeah.
yeah, you're Shiro, I had canon her straight.
Oh no. Dude, like I remember like people were making edits of like I don't know some K-pop people, but like with the pride flag in the background because they do that a lot for fictional characters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But and then everyone was like, "This is a really bad idea," because without context, it would look like that they were actually that sexual orientation, which they are not, or we don't know, or like we're not supposed to like have something like that, right? It's because it's not because we don't know them and we're just assuming this thing about them, and that can really damage to reputation.
Yeah. Not saying that being any sexuality is bad.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like not the
just
con not that is not the conversation here. The conversation here is you're like if they were gay, you're forcing them to come out. If
yeah.
or you're saying that oh whatever you're doing, we can clock it as gay.
Yeah, it's like
Or
it's not the
it's
sort
just
of
bad.
presentation that they themselves want to give. You're yeah. You're yeah.
It's stereotyping.
It's stereotyping. It's a lot of things.
It's like rather than headcanoning when it comes to real people, a lot of people say that it's rather than a headcanon because there's no canon. It is real people. Uh, you are just stereotyping someone.
Yeah.
It's all of your bias. You're not. They are not pieces of literature or media for you to read into. They're just people,
Yep.
right? But people that do write RPF, their argument against this is that we tag like we I say we I'm not me
Yes,
they
you.
they
Okay.
tag things
Hmm.
they tag things properly and they make sure that everyone that reads it knows that it is fiction because it's not something that's published by the official sources of the person they're writing
Hmm.
off, so everyone knows it's fiction. It's all so it's like all fine because at the end of the day it is just fiction and they think they're not harming anyone.
So actually disclaimers used to exist. They still maybe exist for like not real people too. Like disclaimer, you know, all the characters are owned by this person who wrote the manga, blah blah blah. Also, hello Meteor Shower. Welcome. Welcome, Rainer Falls. We're talking about fan fiction. We're talking about real people fan fiction, so there is your
Wait,
tag.
is
Oh.
your chat called rain droplets? That's so cute.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. Quick, open our umbrella. But yeah, welcome. Anyway,
Seems like there's a chance at rain.
hello. So, so yes, disclaimers did exist for uh not real people too, but I think like the general idea of like what makes real people fan fiction okay is that if you're writing it purely for yourself and like the fans, and you're not trying to advertise it on like a super large scale, right? If it's kind of hidden away and tucked in a corner, nobody cares, and I think it's fine. The issue is like if you're bringing it either one to the person's face, like if you're bringing fan fiction, like oh I wrote a fan fiction about you to the person's face, I feel like that's weird. Or two, you're posting it like, or you're like I don't know, somehow it gets into the mainstream eye and like everyone knows about it. Like you're like yeah.
Yeah. There's like real people fanfic writers. I think a lot of them say things like, "Oh well, if the person that is our source material don't like it, if they don't like it, they'll just come up, they'll just say it that I don't like it, and then we'll stop." Right? They don't say that, so we keep going. That means like they totally know we exist. So
Yeah.
if they don't say anything about it, then it should be fine for us, right? And I'm like, that is not explicit content. uh, I don't support. I don't really support real people fiction because I think it's weird. But like it's not explicit content, and also to keep your fans happy it's really hard for you to say no to certain behaviors
Mhm. Yeah.
because they're not hurting you, you just kind of don't like it,
Yeah.
so it's like how far is too far.
Yeah. I'd say yeah, exactly. Just like if you are to write real people fan fiction, it's just like just be mindful to keep it out of the like the person's feed. Like don't like it's like for
Don't act
example,
them.
yeah, exactly. So like for example, if it was a YouTuber, right? Like don't say something in like their comment section, right? If they're a streamer, don't chat about it in their live chat. You know, like it's or and like don't post it like to their Twitter tags or whatever. It's like you like you hide it a little bit, you know, for the people that for yourself and the people who want to read, right? And then that's fine.
Honestly, that's a weird behavior. If the person says that you
Weird
should not write it
behavior.
at all, like if the person says anything that you write is crossing the line, they really don't want to see it, and they really wish that people stop doing it. And then their fans are like, "Oh, guys, we can still do it. We just gotta be hush." I think that's weird.
Well, I'm saying that it, like if you are like a big enough star, it's gonna exist no matter what you think.
Yeah,
So
I know, but I meant like for regular people to have the mindset of, okay, guys, we just gotta be hush hush about it. Yeah, we can still do it. We just gotta be hush hush about it. That's a really weird mindset for people to have. But I do understand that there are like people who, so like as long as you exist and you're big enough, there will be fan fictions about you. That is inevitable. But just like the mindset of people that do write, despite the person saying that you should not write, I think it's kind of shitty.
okay.
But like I think where you're coming from your thing, I think you're talking about a very specific thing and like VTuber related. And when it comes to VTubers, for me, it's a super gray zone. I don't think VTubers are RPF because they have this like fantastical lore. They have a canon. They're
That's
not like real
true.
people
Yeah.
without a canon. They do have their own canon. So they are partially fictional. So to
Yeah,
me,
they're like a 2.5D. Yeah.
yeah, they're very 2.5D. So when you write fanfics about VTubers, I think it's okay so long as the VTuber let you write. The VTuber has not expressed anything against it, because this is where I don't think you need explicit consent from the person, since they are partially fictional.
Yeah.
Like they exist to have people create fan content.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I guess like what do you call it? As long as you're posting fan fiction to like specifically fan fiction websites, like if you're writing
Yeah,
RPF or VTubers or whatever, and you're putting it on AO3 and whatnot, I think that's fine because anyone that you're writing about, if they go on AO3 and they search for their name, they will find it, right? But that's only if they're looking for it. They won't find it if like they won't accidentally stumble upon it unless they're specifically looking for it.
yeah. So sites specifically AO3, like Archive of Our Own, there is no algorithm. It's a
Yeah.
completely archive. It's a complete archive. So because there's no algorithm, they're not pushing anything. You're not gonna see it just because you're that person. You happen to use your name. No, you'll only see it if you do go looking for it. So
Yeah.
I think like when RPF writers say, "Hey, we're everyone knows that what we're doing is fictional, and we're only doing it in fictional like spaces that it's clearly fictional," I understand where they're coming from.
Right.
It's just not for me personally.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I also like there's also things like, okay, so my sister,
Hmm.
she's really into this like K-pop band, and she would ship two of the people in the band together, and I kind of understand where she's coming from, because they're like, dude, I don't think you're friends. Do friends just like, hey, so we're moving out of our dorms, we're gonna move in together, but
Oh, what?
like they've always been like super touchy.
Okay.
Like these two have always been super touchy and always been super close, and like whenever they move from apartment to apartment, they do it together. And like they have their own apartments. They're in the same complex. They're not in the same apartment building. They're in
Yeah.
the same building, but they're not in the same apartment complex. Um, and like instead of being in their own rooms, they'll almost always be seen in like together in one of the other room. So it's like, I don't know if you're queer baiting on purpose or if you're just super close homies. Because like, so sometimes even RPF can be weird because they're like, there are people who will queer bait on purpose
Yeah,
or
exactly.
do things that seem like queer baiting.
Like they'll do stuff that's like, yeah, if you have a brain, then obviously that's gonna make people try to ship you guys together, you know?
Yeah, but also I think it's like you have to come to terms with the fact that unless it's officially announced, you're not allowed to say it in public, like in a super public space, and say that it is fact that they're together. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
don't don't turn your delusions into manifestations because they don't work like that with real people.
Yeah, like when you brought up the band, I thought about you know Eguchi Takuya, and
No.
okay, well
Oh wait,
he's
yes I do.
yes you do. Eguchi and then his like under like person who's in the same company, I think, Nishiyama Kotaro. Both of them were in A3.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, anyway, they have like kind of a dynamic together, as evident by the YouTube clips that keep getting recommended to me. Which I do watch. I think it's funny. And but like there's like this one time where like Nishiyama Kotaro like uh I don't know, something happened to his apartment and he had to move out very suddenly. He's like, I don't have a place to stay. And then Eguchi is just like, yeah, just come stay at my place for a little while. And then like they kind of took this event and then just like milked it on every single radio show they went on. And they were like, yeah, I stayed over at Eguchi's place, and everyone's like, what are you guys doing? There's like so many different radio shows too. I kept hearing the same story over and over again being told by
Fellas, is it normal to be gay with your homies?
Turns out it's very normal to be gay with your homies. But yeah. So
Yeah. RPF is a weird ground.
it is.
I mean, like, very clearly, if you were to write, like, so one of the fandoms with the most Omegaverse fics written, like, not in percentage, just
Yeah.
amount of fics,
Uh-huh.
is the BTS fandom.
Uh-huh.
And, like, of course, we all know it's fiction the moment you see the Omegaverse tag. So if anyone doesn't want to see the RPF, they can just leave. But, like, if you were writing in a forum or something, like a blog post, and then you update it to make it look like you're just uh commentating on their current real connections, like, guys, look, they they excused themselves together.
Oh my god, did you see when he introduced himself? He introduced himself right after he did. Oh my god, it's a sign, you guys.
Dude, look at the way that they hold their hands. They don't hold hands like that with anybody else.
Look at how they're always standing together on that one side of the room.
I'm like, and with this current state of today's internet, if this happened like 10, 15 years ago, I would know that the people writing like this are joking. But if it happened nowadays, I can't tell.
That's the thing. I was gonna say, like, most of those sorts of comments, I would immediately assume that they're just joking.
Yeah, but nowadays some people are actually serious.
They're actually Delulu.
They're actually Delulu. It's so hard to tell.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can dabble in RPF. I'm not gonna kill you for it, but my personal stance on it is don't Delulu so hard. And keep it cool because that's still real people.
Yeah. Keep your parasocial activity uh within the limits. Yeah.
RPF.
RPF what?
Chimiko.
Oh, RPF Chico. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
RPF Chico.
What did he even write about? Because our VTuber lore
I don't
is
know.
really stupid.
Yeah, my VTuber lore is just I don't have balls.
Yeah.
I'm what do you call it? If it was a Megaverse, I got my scent gland removed.
Cool. Well, we talked about real people. Want to talk about the mainstream perception of fanfiction? Since we were talking about real people. I have
Yeah,
watched, I think, two videos of like, actually, no, three, because the Try Guys did one, of just like them reading their own fanfiction out loud. And
yeah.
yeah, and it's always like the stupidest fanfic because it's supposed to
Because
be
or
a
else
comedic
there's no
video.
content.
Yeah. But I've seen also celebrities question mark not super big celebrities but like celebrities notable people also read their own fan fiction but it's like given to them by like BuzzFeed or some shit where it's like we like how BuzzFeed sits so like men down to read thirst treats and they're like very uncomfortable. It's it feels like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is still super prevalent as fandom grows into like more of a general thing that people are aware of. But there is kind of a perception of fanfiction being uh like
Not as good as traditional media.
yes. Or like there is a stereotype of it being written by 13-year-old girls, right? And littered with like grammar mistakes and whatnot. Which is like, yes, those fics do exist, right? But if your perception of fanfiction is just that, then it's just clearly that you don't read fanfiction, which means that you touch grass. Congratulations.
I think it's just because like uh people that don't know it have this like stereotype of it, right? Because what else are they gonna do? Actually do research? Nah. Uh,
Actually, read fanfiction? No way. That's too gay.
Because most people that are really into most people that are like shows enough to read fan fiction are like that like shows enough to be in fandom and interact with fandom or interact with media of the show will eventually come to find fan fiction and then they'll learn that fan fiction can be good and it's like it's and can be fan fictions are just like borrowing characters to make your own original work, right? So of course there's good and bad authors
Mhm.
and it's a huge sea of stories. So you'll have your good stories, you'll have bad stories. Just like normal novels, how like you'll have shit like Twilight or like I don't know things like the Divergent series and the Hunger Games series. Just same premise,
Oh yeah.
different execution. Or because some people are like, "Oh, fan fictions are so samey. Like you guys all write about the same thing, but like you can have the same premise but have very different executions."
Yeah. And like
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Go on.
Um I was gonna mention like there's one of those videos I saw of like celebrities reading fan fiction. Well, it wasn't reading fan fiction, but it was just like kind of like a summary of a bunch of fanfics. It was the English voice actor for Edward Elric, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that neither of us have watched, but it was him, and he was reading like some summaries of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fan fiction, and then there was one that he read that was a like a crossover of like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Harry Potter, which there's a lot you can say, but at the time he was like, "Whoa, that's really cool," because it's like this is not something that would ever happen in real life, but it can only happen. It can exist through fan works and fan fiction, right? Someone can make it happen. It's like the first time I've ever seen it like being looked at positively from someone who doesn't read fan fiction.
Yeah. So mainstream media has this tendency to make fun of fan fiction because
Hmm.
yeah, and they want to perpetuate the fact that it's all bad because like if they bring up actually good fan fiction, they won't have content. So people that don't know fan fiction will see all these like really bad fan fiction content and go, "Oh, all fan fiction are bad." It's so
Yeah.
easy to just generalize fan fiction that way. But they forget that there are a lot of people writing fan fiction and there are a lot of different stories, which means that of course there'll be good stories.
Yes.
But yeah, but a lot of like I think publishers do know that there could be good stories in fan fiction or like really good authors that because if fan fiction authors do sit down and write a completely original work or like take their fan fiction and then change the names. That's what they did for Twilight, I remember.
Yeah.
Just change the names of the characters and then send it into publishing. It would be a hit.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, yeah. I was gonna say if you took Dirty Laundry and like disconnected it from the
Oh
Voltron fandom
please!
and made it like an actual book, I'd be like, I'd read the shit out of that.
Oh please! Oh, actually, talking about like fanfiction books, some people will typeset, print out like typeset and then print out an entire like AO3 fanfic and then bind it into a book they can put on their bookshelf. It's such like a labor of love, but like it's so
Totally
good. I want to do that
understandable
one
though.
day.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I don't have like. So I usually read one shots or 3 chapter long fics because I don't like fics that are too long since like they're usually unfinished.
Yeah.
Since a lot of fan fiction is in progress,
Hmm.
because fanfiction writers don't publish like traditional publication where you publish after you finish writing the entire thing. No, you
Yeah.
publish as you go. It's more often people will publish as they go instead of publishing all
Chapter
in
by
one go.
chapter updates. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I don't really have any fics that are that long. It's too late for me to bind into a book.
You can do like if you find the same ship, you can just bind
Oh,
all
one
your
shot
favorite one
collection.
shots. Yeah, one shot collection. That
Oh, that would be so cool.
would be cute.
And like you make your own art for the cover. That'd be so cute.
Yeah. Uh, Also, like the procession of AO3 or not AO3, just fan fiction writers being like teenage girls has kind of changed since there's now this AO3 writers being built different trend.
Ah yeah, like I just gave birth. Sorry,
Sorry,
I
late
was in late.
chapter.
I was in 32 hours of labor,
Yeah.
and I just gave birth. So, sorry for the late chapter. I just came. I just got sent to prison. So I no, actually, that was one where they're like, my beta reader is in prison, and it's been really
Yeah.
hard to mail them the fic to be to beta read.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like my house just got hit by a hurricane, so I didn't have Wi-Fi. Sorry I couldn't upload the chapter, but that's here now.
Sorry, I didn't die. I was just got sent to the psych ward.
Yeah. So it's no longer 13-year-olds, man. It's 23-year-olds.
Actually, most like a lot of good fanfics are also written by people like 25 and up.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable, right? Older people they've had more experience in writing, they write better.
Yeah.
But like,
Just like how artists draw better after they draw for a long time.
yeah.
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 I
Though
also think fanfiction is a
yes.
good way to express your creativity.
Yeah, for sure. If you're looking to be a writer, right? Fanfiction is definitely a starting ground for a lot of writers.
Yeah.
You might just start writing because you have a ship brain worm that won't go away. But then afterwards you're like, wait a second, I kinda like this, even without the ship brain worm. So, okay, so one more topic about sort of mainstream stuff, but other than other than the perception of it being kind of weird and by 13-year-olds, there's also uh basically people saying like fanfiction isn't really proper literature. It can't replace normal reading, like reading you do in school and stuff.
It
And
totally can.
on some level, yes. I think like the reading you do in school, obviously you read some books because it just has some like historical importance, like what, like Fahrenheit 451 or whatever, right? Where it's like, yeah, you're reading, or like what was it? Like Edward Finch. I don't remember.
And what?
The it was
Okay,
like,
but the only reason
oh,
these
To Kill a
things
Mockingbird.
have,
Okay.
like, in quotations, have cultural significance is
Yes.
because people at the time liked them so much, it became a thing. So, who's to say fanfiction cannot get to that level?
Yes.
You know?
Though the reason why you read them in school still is that there's like sort of like a history tied to it. Like To Kill a Mockingbird has like a lot of commentary on like racism and stuff like that. Right? Not to say that fanfiction can't or doesn't, but it's just because like it's like at that time it was very revolutionary and blah 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 blah. Right. Whereas today, if you were to write something like racism is bad, everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. Right? And so I don't think it can replace proper literature, but it is much better than most people give it credit for. I think that there definitely like one shots I've read where it's very like, yeah, this is just fan fiction because the way it's written is different from how I guess an older author
Okay.
would write.
Okay, the only reason I think
Hmm.
fanfiction in quotations cannot replace, not cannot put in quotations replace proper literature, right? It's not because fanfiction isn't proper literature, it is, but it's that fanfiction usually relies on the fact that you already know the context of the character before you
Yes.
read the fanfiction.
Yeah.
So it would make very little sense for people who don't actually have the prior context to reading the fanfiction.
Hmm.
But that is the only reason you can't actually use fanfiction to study. But like, I think there are certain, like, the stories do have potential if like with
Yes.
context.
I think the stories are good. The thing is like literature has sort of a thing where it's um like the words they use, the language they use, the descriptions they use and stuff like that.
It's the same in good fanfiction though.
It is the same in good fan fiction, but there's a lot of mediocre fan fiction. There's very few good fan fiction.
There's a whole lot more mediocre books than there are good books.
That's
So, and at the end of
that's
the day, it
true.
comes down to the educators like discretion
Yeah.
to on what to pick for the people reading. So, like, say if I knew that the entire my if I was a literature teacher and I
Hmm.
knew that my class has this obsession with uh a certain media, like the entire class I know or most of the class watches this media, would it not be more engaging for them to read a really good fan fiction of that media as study material to break apart the author? whatever the author wrote.
but study for what? Break apart the author wrote, but study.
Like if it, like say or assign something for them to like, hey, why don't you write fan fiction about this story because you guys seem to like it so much, and then we can see like how well you write, and like if you guys understood what foreshadowing is, understood like the different types of irony, you know, because
Yeah, I
good fan
guess.
fiction does have the same strengths as traditional literature, as published works.
Yeah, like yeah, some published
A
works.
good fan fiction will not come at you with a plot
This
twist that you have never seen before, you know?
sure, but like that's the thing. Fanfic, I don't know. Fanfic like it's usually so short that and also like you said, it relies on stuff from the canon material, right? So so stuff like foreshadowing, like plot twists, irony, whatever, it's not really, I don't see it incorporated very often. Um because a lot of times it's just like, oh, this is just like a short snippet. This is a drabble fic. It's like it's just like one moment or 5 plus 1 moments, you know. Where
Hell, you can even use it to check if your class is reading properly, because you can throw a fan fiction at them and go, why does the author write like like why does the author want to write this? Give me a reason. Like why these two characters specifically analyze?
uh
Or
yeah.
like you give them a character and then you say, in this fanfic, they act this way. Is this on like is this in character for them to act this way with what you know of this character and what we've learned in class? Or is it like out of character for them to act this way? Give me reasons, you know? I think it makes the class more engaging.
Okay. I guess sure. You know, if you were ever to be a teacher. I don't know.
Nah, I didn't learn literature. What are you talking about?
And yet you have so many opinions.
Yeah, because I'm gonna consume. I'm a student. I get to have opinions on what I want to learn about.
uh,
We were allowed to write fan fictions for like our class assignment though when I was younger.
oh really?
Yeah. Just like so long as we give enough description in the story itself to like to show to make it not confusing. Cuz like if you open up and go, "Nominate," and then you're like, "Who the fuck's Nominate? What does she look like?"
Who?
Like Nominate was so sad that Sorrow's gone. Where did he go?
Where did the sorrows go?
Namine is this character from Kingdom Hearts that's actually like a part of Kairi ish. She's kind of a part of Kairi. She's Kairi's nobody, I think. No, no,
Okay.
no. Just not Kairi's nobody. Kairi can't have a nobody. Anyways, yeah, that.
Okay.
And then she steals Sora's like memories, and then she gives them back to him later. But to give all his memories back, Sora has to go be encased in this like capsule thing. It's a whole shtick.
Wild.
It's a whole thing. Anyways, or like you write a story, blah, blah blah blah, and suddenly a Shion appears, and you're like, "Who the fuck's Shion?" You know, just like
Yeah.
the only things my teacher asked of us if we were to write fan fictions and send them in for class was that we give enough context in the fan fiction itself for people to know who they are.
Mhm. Oh shit. You know what? You know what is actually fanfic, like a really good fanfic, and I'm like, this is, I think this could replace proper literature. The A3
Stop saying
Coven
proper
fic.
literature, dude.
Proper literature that can
Traditional
replace,
literature.
like, replace books like summer reading books that you have to do in school.
Traditional literature.
Traditional literature. But yes, the A3 Coven fic.
No,
I'm
why?
like, what? I'm like I keep like debating like trying to show it to my friend who doesn't play A3 because I'm like, you can probably read this without ever knowing what A3 is. The only background context that A3 gives you is like appearance, I'd say. But
Yeah.
it's really good. It yeah, man. Oh my god. Read the A3 Coven fic,
No,
please.
it's like 53 chapters long and unfinished.
It's yeah, but
It doesn't even update anymore. Go at the author.
no, I don't want to bother the author. I feel like
Go
people
bother them.
no.
Ask them for a ask them for a closure at least. Like ask them if they're still going to write it, and if not, is it possible to get closure?
I mean, in their latest chapter, they did say they were gonna continue updating it.
When was that updated?
Like couple
2 years
months.
ago.
No, it wasn't 2 years. It was probably like half a year.
Two
Okay.
years ago.
No. Um, but you gotta read it because okay, like it's not finished, but at least just for the setting and how they set things up and how they write stuff, it's just so good. Man, come on. But yeah, because it's an AU, right? So it doesn't take place. Well, it sort of takes place in the same world as A3, since A3 is also kind of like modern setting. Kind of like it is. It's just not an actual location on our Earth, but it's still modern setting. But yeah. Uh but it's a modern, I don't even know what to call it. Like it's covens and magicians. And the way they set it up and they explain everything is really good. Like
Wouldn't it be
actual
funny if
world
you
building in a fan fiction, it's hard to
did?
be done good. Hi.
What if it like you read a story, you read a novel, a popular novel in a class for like class study.
Mhm.
So it's traditional published media in class, and then for your summer reading, your teacher assigns you to go read fan fiction and like come to class. You need to come back to class
You
with
better finish
a
all 52 chapters of Covens and Magicians.
you need to come back to class with like a fanfic that you really like of this story and explain why you like it and what does it do to the like how does it tie back
Okay,
to the
but
story that we read in class.
yeah, sure. But like what if your students come
Supplementary.
back and they're like, "Yeah, I really like this R18 porn with plot fic of these two characters fucking each other."
That would be so
And
funny.
like the reason why I like it and how it relates back to the story is that the power dynamic is similar to the one that's expressed in the text.
I would give that a pass because like at least they understood the dynamic going on in text.
Oh my god. Never be a teacher. Yeah.
It would be so fun.
Yeah.
Also, like to get people that don't usually like reading to read, you need to get them interested in it in the first place, and if they why not about fanfiction? Fanfiction's a good place to start your reading journey.
I mean, uh maybe, sure. But I feel like you only start reading fanfiction after you've consumed whatever media you're reading fanfiction for.
It could be a TV show, so you don't have to have read before.
What the hell is going on?
It could be a TV show, an anime, game. So
Yeah.
like before you started, your reading journey, you've consumed other type of media.
So you're saying that fanfiction is gonna get people to read more? I don't think that's happening.
Honestly, I think so.
Are you well, I
I
mean,
came back to reading because of game media.
you came back to really? What?
Yeah, I mean, like I played games and I'm like, I need more, so I started reading fan fiction, and now I'm reading more.
But are you reading not fanfiction?
I have plans to. I just don't have the money for it.
Oh, okay. All right. Then yeah. Reading is always good.
Or like you're like you start reading fan fiction and you start reading longer fan fictions, and then you look at the book that you used to think is too daunting to read, and then you search up
Yeah.
how much the word count is, and you're like, wait, it's just 10K?
Yeah.
Wait, just
What?
8K?
I read
That's
a
like eight,
one but I
like,
read a one shot that's only 10K.
yeah, or like, wait, 80K? Dude, that's like 10 one shot. Like, that's like 8 or 9 one shots. I can read that in one sitting.
That's just a regular bedtime story.
Yeah, right? So books don't become as daunting anymore once you know the word count of fan fiction.
Yeah. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say after that, but I remember what I was gonna say after Coven's. Cause cause there was a One Piece fic that I read that was also Magician Coven's sort of AU in a modern setting again, right? But the thing is they didn't really explain it super well. Um and like the number one fault that they had is that they kept calling a character in Alice, like Alice in Wonderland, Alice, right? But throughout the entire fic, and this was like two fics, two chapters. It wasn't one chapter. Maybe it was one chapter. But throughout the entire fic, it was pretty long too. They never explained what the fucking Alice is. So I just had to like walk around like is Alice like a ticking time bomb because they keep referring to this person as an Alice and like how it's so annoying that they're here and like they have to get the Alice away from the area, right? And the Alice can't find out about like magician magic stuff, right? So I was like, what the fuck is an Alice? You know, why can't they find out about magician magic stuff, right? And the fact that there was only one character labeled as an Alice made it even harder. But then at the very end of the fic, it was just like, oh yeah, also like P.S. author's note, since everyone in the comments is asking, like an Alice is just like a regular person who doesn't know about
Yeah, I figured
magic.
that Alice was a muggle born.
Right? It was just a muggle. And but I didn't know cuz like the way they treated it like such is like the way they treated the character and also by the way this is Luffy by the way so Luffy in the story is very boy of the prophecy so he's like very important so I didn't think that he was just a regular person so I thought it was like oh shit is Luffy like an atomic bomb or something like holy shit no it's just a regular person but they never explained it since went the entire fanfic confused.
That's just bad writing.
Yeah, it's just bad writing. So, yeah. The plus of reading more, the plus of reading fan fiction, and fan fiction getting you back into writing is you're you have an easier time recognizing when something is shit.
Oh, also, I think people have less of a tolerance for like shitty stories after they read more fan fiction.
Yes, exactly. Like I like watching um some I guess not fan fiction romance stories or anime or it's not even romance, right? It's just like it's a bit easier to figure out like oh you know that doesn't quite make sense why that character did that or like the flow of this thing is just kind of awkward. The more stories you consume, the better critic you are.
Yep.
What an insightful conversation. Hello, are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Just my brain has gone off into the deep end.
What deep end?
It's this TikTok thing about a video where someone was like using the sound. I'll have a caramel latte chino made with skim milk, no whipped cream. But it's like uh me when I'm choosing as when I'm reading fan fiction for what do you call it? For big fandoms for like a popular pairing. So you're like, you get very specific about what you want, and then when you're reading for a rare pair, you're like, I'll have a tea. What tea? Just a tea.
Anything. I'll
It's
just
like,
have a drink. Anything liquid, just pour it down my throat.
yeah, but my brain was singing the song while I was thinking about this, so I was like,
Oh, I see.
I'll have a mocha caramel latte chino made with skim milk, no whipped cream. Please put that in a grande cup, but use the same amount of coffee that you'd put into a tall. That way, there's about an inch of extra room on top to stir in my own notebook without spilling any coffee at all. I'll have a tea. What kind? Just tea?
Just tea. Actually, even water is fine.
Just you don't even have to boil it. I'll take tap.
Yeah. I'm just so thirsty. Hmm. Uh, hmm. All right. I mean, here's the point where we can start derailing, but it's also already been 2 hours, so what do you think? How are you feeling?
How are you feeling about what? Again?
Fanfiction?
I'm listening to like 3 songs at the same time, sorry.
Why?
Brain.
Our next topic is gonna be attention spans.
It's not an attention span thing. It's like I want to listen to 3 things at the like, but I can't pick. So I'm yeah.
Uh, okay. By the way, did you see the um thumbnail I drew this time?
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, good. You're not pissed.
I was going to ask you like, aren't we not talking about R18?
Yeah. But when I was drawing it, I was just like, I needed something in the background. And it was either the hamsters doing that, or it was like the crudely drawn Shiko from before. But I didn't want to go and find the Shiko drawing, so instead, it's just the hamsters.
Bruh.
Wait. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I think that wraps that up. Fanfiction, good.
fanfiction.
Traditional
Yes.
media ain't shit. Tag your stuff. Goodbye.
We have to decide what we're talking about next week.
Lunch.
Lunch?
Fictional men.
Dude, all these things it's just the same, we're just repeating the same thing over and over again.
Red flags. Okay, let's go.
Red flags. Uh, red flags. I don't see, okay. You're different,
My
but
red flag is someone saying that they get the ick about someone else. Joking.
So you're your own red flag.
No. Like when what I consider a red flag is someone saying like, "Oh my god, that icks me out."
Oh, the term ick? Using the term ick?
Yeah,
I see.
I'm joking.
Oh. Sorry, I took you seriously. I was like, yeah, same. It's when someone uses the term bestie. Unironically.
Actual. You know what? I'll rename Savior on my phone as Bestie.
No! Don't do that to him. Actually, what am I saying? I don't care.
Wait, I can make Raphael call me Bestie.
Oh my god. It sucks because it feels like that's something he would do.
No, he won't.
Sure, maybe I don't know him like you do, but in my eyes, Raphael would call you bestie.
To annoy you, probably, and not like seriously.
Oh yeah, not unironically.
Okay, we're savior. Hey, baby girl.
Wait, so are we doing that? Are we doing red flags?
No.
Okay. Just need to make sure. Then what topic for next time? Hmm. We kind
My
of
crippling gacha addiction. I'm joking. We already talked about that.
literally last week.
Yeah.
um
Cost of living crisis.
I don't know if we are in the position to talk about that.
We are living.
We're living. But the thing is, like, but Miko, you do realize that's gonna be way more research
I'm
than our usual.
joking.
Okay, damn. All
I'm not
right.
that serious, dude. Next week, huh? Zay, you still here? You got any ideas?
Zay, Zay, are you still around?
We talked about next week is book club. We talk about a book.
Percy Jackson. Oh, hey, you know what we can talk about?
What?
Let's talk about next week. Instead of a book, let's just talk about BL.
BL
BL.
in general?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
No, because I have some feelings about traditional media and BL.
yeah, exactly.
But also, I am from the land of BL.
The land of BL.
Well, BL shows. BL, BL like dramas. I'm from the land of BL dramas.
Yeah. I who watch no BL drama, and yet I'm aware of Pit
I
Babe.
watched one where they gender bend uh, the girl into a dude, and she never became a girl again. I like that one. She just like got used to living as a dude.
I think BL as a topic, even though it's probably gonna overlap with a lot of stuff, but I mean we've been overlapping.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, BL, BL, why people read it, why it's
Why some
better,
people think it's bad.
why some people think it's bad, why some people don't read it. Uh,
Criticisms against BL.
yeah, Eastern media versus Western media.
Western media being hypercritical as shit. Sorry. I will never be over fucking who's
Heartstopper.
what's her face? Yeah, Heartstopper's writer. Yeah, Alice Osman saying shit like, "Oh, um, my book is different from the Eastern stuff."
Did she say that like word for word, or not word for word, but
No,
Eastern?
she said something along the lines of like Eastern media fetishizes, like Eastern BL fetishizes
Oh,
MLM relationships and how they write because it's
uh,
women writing. It's like most of it is women writers, women authors writing MLM, and then she, a woman, writes
right.
MLM,
Yeah.
and it's completely fine because she's from the West, she's more progressive.
Oh my god. Oh god, that stinks. Ew. Ew. Okay. I thought all she said was just like about people fetishizing it, but it's grosser with this context.
Here it is. Alice Osman comments pointed out that some Asian BL or yaoi were fetishistic and that Heartstopper tries to avoid that. She says that BL fetishize and
God.
eroticize gay men.
She's literally doing like a I'm not like other girls, but it's like I'm not like other BL.
Yeah, I'm not like other
I'm
BL.
not like other BL. Okay. Yeah, we definitely a lot of feelings for next week.
I'll be talking about Alice Osman next week. Thank you very much.
You can talk about Alice. I'll talk about Simon and the homosexual agenda. Or no, it was Homo sapiens agenda.
Homosexual agenda.
I thought it was the homosexual agenda, and I thought it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense because he's and I don't, yeah, whatever. It's been a while since I read that book or watched that movie or whatever.
I just really liked Heartstopper. I hate it, but I hated. Like once I found out about the author, I hated the entire thing and I boycotted. And my friend was like, "Why aren't you watching the new season?" And I'm like,
There's no new season.
"There's no new season.
Oh, and
It's
for
dead to me."
the thumbnail next week, I can make the it's been a long week past the yaoi.
Yeah.
Cool. So we definitely have something to talk about next week. Haha. Sounds good. Anything else?
Nah.
All right. Okay. Then that'll do it for today. We honestly we stayed on topic for way longer than I thought we would. So I think we're heading in the right direction. Um, yeah. We'll see you next week so we can talk more about men kissing each other. Okay, cool. Have a good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye.